Manga-Waido.
My name is Yumi. Ever since I was a kid, I had gotten picked on for having such an ordinary face that doesn't match my pretty name. Every time...
Yumi might have an ordinary face, but she is sweet and good person. Don't you dare pick on her.
Thank you, Saho. My childhood friend, Saho, would protect me. Saho and I grew up together until we graduated university. After school, we both chose different paths, and we worked in different companies. Not having Saho around to protect me naturally made me stronger, and I learned to stand up for myself. I even built up my courage to attend a barbecue party that my colleague invited me to. That's where I first met Sora.
Ayumi, the water feels nice. You should come in too.
Okay. Just a little bit. Wow, it feels so good.
How about I take you for a hike sometime? The water up in the mountains is much more clear.
Really? And so, we gradually became closer, and eventually we started dating. We talked about marriage, and both of our parents had approved. I was feeling like my life had finally started. One day, we went to my parents' house to have dinner. On our way home, we bumped into Saho.
Yumi, it's been a while. Who is that?
This is Sora. We're getting married soon.
Huh? Marriage? I see. Congratulations.
Thanks. You better come to the wedding.
Of course. I'm looking forward to it.
Come to think of it, I think this is the last time I ever smiled at Saho. The next few months were really busy for Sora and I. We had to choose many things for the wedding, and we looked for a new home. But as the wedding got closer, something seemed to be bothering Sora. I wanted to ask him what was up. I was worried about him. I decided to head towards Sora's house. When I saw him enter a nearby cafe, I moved closer to call to him, but... Huh? Saho? They looked intimate, and seemed like they were talking about something important. I was too scared to go up to them, so I just turned around and went home. Why were they together? What were they talking about? I was trying to build up my courage to call Sora and ask him, when Saho called me and told me to come to a nearby park.
I wanted to tell you that I slept with your boyfriend. I'm really sorry. You're going to have to give up on the wedding.
Huh? You're kidding, right? This must be some kind of joke.
I'm not lying. Sora's mine now. You want proof? Here, look at this.
I looked into her phone, and it showed a picture of Saho and Sora in bed, with only sheets on. Everything went black. As I fell to the ground, I heard Saho say, "See ya," as she left me there alone. I called Sora, but he wouldn't pick up. After several tries, he finally picked up to say,
I just can't. I don't think I could spend the rest of my life with you. Let's break up.
He hung up right after he dumped me. Our breakup talk lasted only a few seconds. I needed to know why, so I called him back, but he had rejected my phone number and the call wouldn't go through. I cried. I don't think I cried as much as I did then. I forced myself to go to work, but I locked myself in my room the moment I got home. I lost 22 pounds for not being able to eat. 6 months later, I heard from neighbors that Saho and Sora had gotten married. I didn't want to cry over such scumbags anymore. I focused on working hard to forget about the both of them. My work was my life, and I would go straight home after. A year passed and I was asked to be in charge of a big project. My hard work had paid off. My bosses were proud of me. And I had great team members. I earned a lot of money, and I had many trustworthy people around me. At the beginning, I had only worked hard to get over Sora. But at this point, I was feeling really good about myself and about my life. That's when I met Mr. Suzuki. He was the project leader of our business associate. Through our meetings, I began to feel attracted to his honest and eager mindset towards work. He seemed to feel comfortable around me too, and told me that talking to me sparked up new ideas. A year later, we had an after party for the project we had finished. Mr. Suzuki called me over and asked me to date him, and that he was seriously thinking about marriage. He had made me feel safe. I knew he wouldn't throw me away for no reason like Sora did. I said yes, and we started dating. Our love kept growing. A year and a half later, we decided to get married. Both of my parents met each other, and right when we finalized our decision on the wedding venue, my mother came to me.
Would it be okay if I call Saho to your wedding? Remember, we were all invited to attend Saho's older brother's wedding. Saho had her wedding overseas, so we weren't invited. But since we were invited once, I just think it's fair to invite their family to yours.
Is what she said. I would be lying if I said it didn't bother me, but I figured it was a good chance to let the past go. I never imagined that this decision would cause so much drama. On the day of the big event, I was getting ready before going into the wedding. My dress and makeup was on. All that was left was my hair, and then I would be finished. The makeup artist left for a second, and I was alone in the dressing room. When there was a knock on the door. Hey! I'm here! Wow, you look really pretty. I guess fine feathers really do make fine birds. Saho had appeared. Thanks for coming. I'll be ready soon. If you could wait in the lobby with the others.
Wait, you're kicking me out? I came to celebrate you. If you kick me out, I'll head straight to the groom to snatch him too.
Just kidding, it's just a joke.
Wait, am I making you uncomfortable? Come on, that was ages ago.
I felt a sinking feeling in my stomach.
Don't worry, I won't take him. Let me tell you a secret. I never actually slept with Sora while you two were dating.
Huh? You lied to me?
I guess I can tell you now that you're getting married too. Sora's face was just so handsome. I needed to have him. The photo I showed you? I made that with Photoshop. I showed another picture I made of you when I told him you were cheating on him. And he totally believed me. After Sora broke up with you, I made sure to be there to comfort him. It was just so easy to make him fall for me.
She stroked her stomach as she told me her story. She had a baby bump. She was trying to show me she was pregnant. Did she come all the way here to tell me all this? She looked too triumphant. Come to think of it, every time Saho protected me from bullies, her comments would always be somehow insulting towards me. At the time, I didn't notice since I trusted her with my heart. But now I could see how she always had looked down on me. As these thoughts ran through my head, I couldn't hold back the urge to laugh.
Why are you laughing? You lost against me, you know. Let me tell you straight up, I'm not giving Sora back to you. We're having a baby now, and Sora will obviously end up more happy with me.
It's just that while I was waiting for the makeup artist to come back, I turned my camera on to take a selfie. I made a mistake and hit the video recording button. I showed Saho the phone screen, and it showed that it was on video mode. Everything Saho said had been recorded. Her face suddenly lost color.
What the heck? What do you think you're doing?
How about we have a talk about this after the wedding's over, okay?
Who do you think you are? How dare you? Give me the phone! We need to erase the video!
Just then, everyone who heard the commotion came rushing into the room. My parents, Mr. Suzuki, and even Sora. They saw Saho grabbing onto my dress, and her father immediately pulled her off of me. And then hell broke loose. Well, hell for Saho and her family. Everybody asked why we were fighting, so I showed them the video of Saho and my conversation. Saho's mother broke down into tears, and her father was fusing. As for Sora, he turned pale, and then he started showering Saho with vulgar words. When the wedding finally happened, I looked around, but Saho and her family had already left. It had caused a huge commotion, so many of the guests already kind of knew what had happened. Many of them were sympathetic and told me to forget about Saho and live happily with Mr. Suzuki. Hearing the words made me feel encouraged and relieved. I started tearing up. From what I heard from other people, Saho and Sora got divorced. He lost both her and the baby. It turns out that Sora wasn't the father, that Saho had been having an affair. Saho's family had to pay a lot in compensation to Sora, and they had to sell their house and moved far away. Sora texted me, telling me how sorry he was for believing Saho and accusing me of cheating on him. I sent him a text saying thank you for contacting me and to not worry about it because it's all in the past. I plan to focus only on happy thoughts, which are all about what the future holds for my husband and me. Goodbye, Saho. I hope you find happiness with your parents and your baby. But I hope to never see you again.